Hello, friends. So let's just talk about science and conservation communication. How you can become conservation leaders and narrators. So why, what, how, and where to talk and write effectively. So we'll be basically talking about conservation communication. So actually, what is conservation? When you are trying to save a landscape, you're trying to save biodiversity, wildlife, uh, it is called as conservation. That's the term. So how to effectively communicate. But I'll also be talking to you in general how to communicate science. So when it comes to wildlife, if you can see here that this bird, this is great Indian bustard, and it's a very threatened, highly threatened species. You can see here this ape. This is a primate, and it's called as hullock gibbon. So the important thing is why talk about science and conservation? What is our objective? So why? Because you need to make an impact and be a game changer. Whatever you are interested about in science, you can pick any topic from physics, chemistry, biology. You are interested about it. For example, genetics. You are interested about food web. You are interested about environment. Why environment is important. Why do you want to save the species? Any topic that you're interested about, just research about it and talk about to the public. So more and more people know about it. They know about you, they know about the topic, and you will reach out to the maximum people. That's your goal. So because whatever education you are taking, it's not limited to you. You are able to educate a very large media through communication. So awareness of public is, that's why it's very important. So you can talk about endangered species. Why are they getting extinct? Why climate change is happening? Or take smaller, easy topics like why we should not use plastic, how plastic is damaging, and how can you do waste management? What can you take small steps at home, like saving the electricity, saving the water? There are so many topics to talk about, and so it will also affect your institution, because when you're talking about it, people will know about you. It will build your confidence, and because you're related to your institution, your school, college, wherever you are, it will build a positive image. It's really important to talk about it. So what can you do? uh, you can either write a blog, no, short blog. You can start your own blogs. You can have a story. You can write a story. You can have an article. You can have research reports like school research reports or like dissertation reports. In later on, maybe you want to write a book or any educational resource. Maybe you want to participate in a debate, and you want to write an essay. It can be anything. Or you want to work on the television or the radio, you can have your own YouTube channel. And if you don't want to be in front of the cameras, you can even start your podcasts. So where can you communicate? You can communicate at your school science clubs. Make some small science clubs and start your own storytelling sessions every month. You can have a small group, and then you can choose topics every month and then talk about it in your class, in your annual events. And or you can communicate, you can write articles, or as I said, you can make short videos about science, about conservation, and post it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. How to communicate? So whenever you are starting to talk, you are delivering a speech, make it interesting. Make it interesting with a very interesting message, some crazy fact. For example, you are talking about chemicals, but it might be interesting to you, but the audience or the person you are interacting with, he might not be interested in that. So you can start with that, for example, this chemical can be a game changer for the rocket science. It can be revolutionary in terms of space science or anything. It can save the planet or any crazy fact, and which is very interesting. So, and it's really important to know your audience. Be confident and interact with your audience. Um, and it's really also important to have a calm mind. So you don't need to overthink. Just have a calm mind, relax, have a deep breath, feel confident, feel happy. And when you have a clear mind, you feel confident. And you go out, know your audience. What kind of audience are you going to interact? It's with the students, or it's the teachers, or it's like businessmen, or it's the local villagers. Depending on the people you are interacting with, the language you have to use. It can be Hindi, it can be English, or it can be any language the people understand. So the main objective is that they are able to understand what you are trying to say. So you need to be really simple. Don't use very complicated words or jargons, and make it interesting. So as I said, make it interesting with music, pictures, or some light humor in oral talk. Don't be so serious. Make it more interactive. Ask questions with your audience and how they are feeling, if they have any doubts. Narrate your speech, narrate your article in the form of a good story. Because if you are reciting a story, it becomes really interesting. You're also interested in communicating, and the person who is listening to your talk will also understand more, because the ultimate goal is that the person should understand. That is the major goal of communication. What is your target audience? It can be any, like your friends, families, relatives, teachers, or the public. So conservation actually starts at home. As I said, the small eco facts like save electricity, save water, plant trees, and do carpooling, or any conservation fact that you think that can save the environment. Don't hurt the animals. Um, be more eco-friendly in everyday life. Anything that you want to talk about, anything that you're interested in, you feel that it's really interesting, you can talk about it. And so I have written here, conservation starts at home. Because if you are able to communicate well with your family, friends, they are willing to listen to you. They are willing to change their lifestyle. They are willing to leave plastic and use cloth bags, paper bags. Then the public will also listen to you. That's really important. So, what are the ethics of communication? So, fine, you became a good communicator, but then there are some things that you need to be careful about. What are they? When you are talking about anything, when you are delivering a speech, when you're writing an article, when you're writing a research um, report, you need to check the facts. Properly do your research. Don't just go to Wikipedia or Google. Check multiple sources from reliable sources, and you can quote them from wherever that information that you have taken. Always quote where a photograph was taken. Properly research. Check your facts. So when you're talking about nature, when you're making a video in nature, in an environment, in a forest you're standing, be respectful. You're clicking a photograph, don't use flash, don't make noises, be silent, be peaceful, and be respectful of your surroundings. That yes, there are animals, there are birds in that environment. It's their home too. So you need to be respectful when you're trying to communicate. Being respectful towards your audience, that is also very important. Have patience when you're talking about it. Don't talk too fast, don't talk too slow. You need to have a space, it a very pleasant vibe that your listeners are able to understand well. Don't rush. Make it really interesting. Yeah. And also, it's really important that you be a good listener. Because, okay, you are speaking, you have communicated your ideas, you have done your talking, but your audience, your reader also wants to talk about something. Listen to him, listen to her, what she's or he is talking about. And if they have any questions, answer that. If you are willing to listen, if you're willing to learn, then that's one of the good qualities of a good communicator. The last, I would say, tolerance to accept criticism. So, what does this mean? Tolerance means you have the ability to tolerate it. So, if there have to be some people always in your audience who won't agree with you, it's fine. They don't agree with you, so they criticize you. Okay, this is wrong, this they think this should be better. So accept that. You should have the ability to accept criticism and not take that any comments which are hurtful, don't take them to your heart. Accept it, and because it will help you to grow in life, it will help you to become a good communicator. That's how you will learn, and that's how you will grow. So we have talked all about communication. So if you want to pursue communication as a career, you can. In the picture here, you can see it's David Attenborough. He's a wildlife TV presenter. He is super famous and he has done a lot towards conservation. So if you want to do that, you can do that. There are many other wildlife TV presenters and science communicators. You can Google them. So you can work for BBC or Animal Planet as presenter. You can become a journalist or a science communicator with channels like NDTV or any other channel which you think have good science communication. Or you can go outside India also. Or you can become a good orator. Yeah, or you can become a scientist. So, whatever you have done your research about, whatever knowledge you have learned, whatever education that you have received, it's good and it's really important to talk about it, to give that education to many people. So, you can become a really good communicator. And I wish all of you best of luck. I hope the lecture was interesting for you. Chalo, best of luck.